Welcome everyone. Today we have a very interesting episode. We're doing an episode with Sina and Amit around working in PSU, specifically in the oil and gas sector. So, hi to both of you. Thank you so much for coming. Uh, I think PSU, so EPGP is actually has always been known for like a large percentage of students coming from the PSU industry. So we thought that why don't we capture this also, right? And interestingly, this year, even though we have a lot of folks from PSU, but we also have a lot of folks from other fields like, myself, like hospitality, entrepreneurship, technology, finance, right? So I really want to understand, why PSU folks are coming for an MBA, what they are trying to see, and hope this kind of helps other folks also, right? So I think we'll start with a quick intro. Sina, why don't you go ahead?
Uh, Thanks, Shivam. Thanks for hosting. Intro about me. Basically, I did my graduation in mechanical engineering from NIT Warangal, and I had two choices. So I am so fascinated in automobiles, and one more choice was like oil and gas. So I really wanted to go in automobile, but that couldn't happen. As you know, like plans will never really happen. So I have chosen oil and gas, and luckily in campus placement itself, I got placed into like BPCL, and yeah. So I worked there for almost 8 years in BPCL, basically in Kochi refinery. It is in Kerala. Yeah.
Interesting. Amit?
Yeah. So first of all, I would like to thank Shivam for doing this because you are doing an amazing job for people who are actually lost in the journey, MBA journey. So उनको काफी help होगी. And intro about myself is like I come from an engineering background like Sina. I did my civil engineering from IIT Kharagpur. After which I got placed in Ola. I was a business analyst there. I had a very short stint as a business analyst in Ola. I also appeared for GATE exam, and after that I got selected in ONGC, and since then I was working in ONGC as a material management officer for like last 6 years. So that is all about my professional journey. Yeah.
Superb, man. So I asked this similar question to Jogi also, right? Which is, what really motivates you to get into PSU, right? Because I come from Mumbai where we are majorly, thinking about getting into private companies and, getting into managerial positions. But I mean, when I came over here, I realized that there are so many folks from the PSU background, and the kind of complex issues that you guys face is really amazing, right? So, what is your motivation? Like, what was your motivation back then to actually join PSU?
So during my days, so my reason could be a bit different. I was actually fascinated by technology. Being in IIT Kharagpur, you always are drawn to technology related stuff.
Yeah.
So I was always fascinated by technology related stuff and wanted to use it to my disposal in the government side of things.
Mm.
Because of which I also thought to write the GATE exam, and thereby I started my professional journey at ONGC as a material management officer. In ONGC, my work was majorly around the procurement and contracts at various assets, which included tendering processes, vendor negotiations, floating requests for quotations, placing
Yeah.
contracts, and resolving post-contractual issues. So we had a GEM platform and a SAP platform on which we used to work.
Correct.
So at ONGC, I was included in various kinds of works. Like I was a part of onshore and offshore groups, as I had promotions and transfers in between my tenure of 6 years, due to which I was able to experience a comprehensive working of supply chain processes at ONGC.
Mhm.
But sooner or later, I realized that I'm not able to use my tech and analytical abilities in these mechanized processes, which made me start thinking of other alternatives which could help me serve my interest in a better way in my career. So
Right.
by then, I decided to do an MBA also.
Oh, interesting. Sina, what about you?
Yeah, Shivam. Actually, in third year of BTech, so I went to internship in like United States of America as a research scholar. I spent there almost 3 months, and then it was very enriching experience for me. And I was decided, okay, I want to go to USA, and then I want to work on like automotive equipments, basically
Interesting.
drone. drone vehicle and drone technology I wanted to work on. So I worked with the professor, and then at that time, like I gave GRE also.
Hmm.
So in fourth year after completion of BTech, I really wanted to go USA, and I got admit from University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee.
Hmm.
So professor told you will be offered TA and all. Then suddenly, like one more pivot came. I got into BPCL in August itself. Just started fourth year, and I got into BPCL.
Right.
As you know, like Indian parents, they are really too much interested in government jobs and all. So बेटा ये क्यों नहीं कर लेते हो आप इंडिया में ही रहो इधर ही काम कर लो इधर ही अच्छा जिंदगी है. Then I was like, man, I was still skeptical. I got offer from BPCL. I was still skeptical, and मैं थोड़ा बहुत लोगों से interact की, and then I got to really know great opportunities about BPCL. So if you like see BPCL, BPCL almost has like business units called strategic business units. Therein they have R&D part and all. My clear intention was I want to go in R&D and I want to work there. Like I want to make certain innovation impact and all. So that's how my journey started. And then I wanted to like career pivot. ऐसे नहीं कि मतलब I wanted to get in there and also like plans the way you plan it go different way. But still I was in good shape and I enjoyed my tenure at BPCL really.
Right. No, it's very interesting. I think whatever plans we make in our life, I don't think most of the times they don't go as per plan, right? And that's
True.
the unique that's the unique way of functioning. But another question I had was, what are some myths like everyone has about the PSU sector? What do you guys think?
So I would like to start. There is a very usual perception that people have for PSUs की बहुत chill life होती है, easy to go life होती है.
Hmm.
But that is one of the myth I would like to break now. कि in ONGC we had a very fast-paced life, full of accountability. At least for me, especially I was in the procurement and logistics department. Our mornings would start at 9:30 and would end at 5:30 in the evening, and during that typical day, I used to receive close to 40-45 calls from various stakeholders of the projects and the cases I was handling. So it could be from the business partners, from the vendors, could be my bosses in charges, other colleagues, other teams also, or the executive director also from that particular group or the asset, who directly communicated when things go haywire.
Hmm.
So further, like all the corporates, we had to reach on time, punch our cards, after which there would be like usual morning meetings discussing all the pending cases that needs to be prioritized in
Yeah,
that day. Then I used to coordinate with everyone to carry out the task, which can include like vendor follow-ups, floating the RFQs, contract finalizations, or
yeah.
resolving unexpected bottlenecks.
And
So I was,
these
yeah.
must be like really complex projects from my understanding.
It takes time to understand things. I got a 6 months training in ONGC where I was taught like every hook and nook of what happens in ONGC,
Yeah,
what are the core
yeah,
operations like, what are the support services. So we were in the support services, and जो core operations में होते हैं, they were like कि field जाना है. They used to do exploration, production,
yeah,
like take out the crude oil. मैं बहुत layman terms में बोल रहा हूँ, but it used to happen like that.
yeah,
So crude oil का production, drilling, everything. And we used to be in the support services where we used to support the critical operations, because even a small delay in the work which we are doing could lead to operational downtimes, which means like losses of several lakhs per day. So our support, like our work seems to be a support service, but it used to be very important.
yeah,
You can't, just roam around in the office without any work. You have to, be responsible about the work you are given, be accountable, and you have to complete work within the deadlines.
yeah.
So that used to be the daily routine in ONGC. So that is unlike the usual perceptions which people have कि यार PSU में 9:30 बजे जाओ, 9:30 बजे टाइम है, you used to go at 11, कुछ नहीं होगा, bosses chill हैं. नहीं, no, 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 none of that shit. So
Mm.
you have to be very punctual about things. Although the structure is hierarchical, but the accountability and the pace with which the work happens is very real. So you can't just go about it like go casual about
Chill
it.
about it. Yeah, yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. What about you, Sina?
या सो लोगों का मिथ तो छोड़ दो, पहले मेरे को ही मिथ था व्हेन आई वाज जॉइनिंग बीपीसीएल की लोग लोग बहुत कैजुअल होते हैं, टेक्नोलॉजिकली थोड़ा ये होगा। एंड जैसे अमित बोल रहा था, एंड आई नो लाइक पीपल वर टेलिंग बिसाइड मी, भाई तेरा लाइफ सेट हो गया, यू विल चिल देयर एंड ऑल, लाइक योर
Correct.
लाइफ तो ऐसे ही मतलब यू विल गो टिल जीएम सीजीएम एंड ऑल। तो basically when you join in BPCL, no, पहले like first 3 months you will be in field training. As I told, there are almost 9 strategic business units. So you will be flying, like, in those 3 months you will be flying from, like from Mumbai to Kolkata, Delhi, and several parts of the country. As you know, BPCL is a pan India company. And एक दिन मैं सोच रहा था, like one day we went to Kolkata, like location is Bajbaj. We went there, and then we wanted to understand retail outlet. Basically, आप petrol pump बोलते हो, we'll call it as retail outlet. So we went there. Um, One engineer was there. So I thought, like, he's a normal guy and normal college. मुझे पता चला वो बंदा IIT कानपुर से है.
Hmm.
एंड सेकेंड थिंग, वो बंदा कुछ रिग्रेशन एनालिसिस कर रहा था, यहाँ पे इस टाइम पे कितना व्हीकल्स आएगा करके. तो मेरा, like, माय पर्सपेक्टिव देन एंड देयर
Yeah,
इटसेल्फ शिफ्टेड.
yeah,
फिर
yeah.
उसके बाद, like after 3 months intensive training, and we got into BPCL. BPCL में, like, we got into particular business unit. So I got into refinery.
Nice.
Refinery, like we get crude oil, we
Yeah.
process it, and then we make final fuel, petrol, diesel, like that and all. So when I went there, I have seen so many people, like they are from different, like so many, like different colleges and all. Their knowledge is very enriching.
Hmm.
We used to meet from GM to ED every day, like, they are in front of us, they are making a lot of decisions and all. So this happens like anything. And one more myth about me was technology.
Hmm.
जैसे कि पूरा स्लो पेस होता है, बस PSU में लोग जाते हैं, कंप्यूटर के सामने बैठ जाते हैं और बस ऐसे दबाते रहते हैं. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं होता है. जैसे like Amit told, it starts in the morning. You should be very punctual. You should take all the, like, works that happened in previous day. You should
Yeah.
analyze that, and then you plan for the day. For my case, I was a maintenance officer. Later, I moved to operations. So I have to schedule the people. You need to understand, like, schedule the technicians basically, to truly say. Those technicians, they'll be having 30 to 40 years of experience, diploma. They have huge technical knowledge.
Yeah.
So you need to sit with them. You need to understand with them and all. Sometimes they won't speak in English.
Hmm.
So then comes barrier. You need to understand language also. तो मेरे लिए, आई वांट, लाइक, आई हैड नो चॉइस बट टू लर्न मलयालम व्हेन आई वाज इन केरला. सो मैं उनके साथ बैठ के मलयालम भी सीख लिया.
Yeah, yeah.
सच वाज द
One
केस,
more,
लाइक,
yeah.
ऐड करो अमित भाई.
One more thing I would like to add to Sina's point is that एक और misconception क्या होता है that public sectors are outdated in terms of technology.
Yeah.
But in reality, I think things have started to change now. Since I was there for last 6 years, I have noticed the amount of changes that have come recently. People like the things have started digitizing in the public sector, at least in the oil and gas industry, where we
ट्रू.
have platforms like SAP, we have platforms like Disha, where we do everything like rotating the files digitally. We are doing like storing the data digitally. These platforms are integrated in place to basically infuse the responsibility, efficiency, and reduce the amount of human interventions in the government systems. That is something I like about the public sectors now, because they are trying to have that transition from a human led systems to machine led or the digitization led systems, where people can be held accountable about anything they do. People have that efficiency, and people can reduce the amount of human error that can go in those systems or in the work they are doing.
Very cool. Very cool. Now coming to, I think both of you have how much years of experience do you folks have each?
I have close to 6.5 years of experience.
Six. Sina,
Mine is almost 8 years, 7 years,
years,
10 months.
right? Now, to our viewers, our average work ex in our batch is about 7 years, right? And making
Yes.
this switch of suddenly, not working and moving into an MBA, it's a very tough switch to make, mentally and physically also coming to Bangalore and things like that, right?
Yeah.
So, recently I've been getting a lot of messages, asking that why did you make the switch to an MBA, and, what is the ROI over here, and, things like that. So I want you guys to kind of highlight your thought process, number one, to come to IIM Bangalore. And number two, how should one really think? Should they think in terms of, should they peg it on like ROI? Should they peg it on job switch? Should they peg it on learning? Should they peg it on networking, diversity? Like, how should one think? Very curious to know. Amit.
Yeah. So as you mentioned that leaving a stable, prestigious job is a very tough decision to make initially. So I also contemplated for a month before taking that decision in my mind to pursue whether I want to do an MBA or not.
Yeah.
Initially, before that, I also tried for civil services because it
Yeah.
also provides you such a platform that can help you develop that perspective and diverse learnings, that you can have that liberty to implement things which do not exist in the system, which makes it even more interesting to experiment with your thoughts, interests, and passion.
Hmm.
But again, since I also already mentioned that my main reason to take a break and pursue an MBA was to basically have a role pivot. Initially, I always was fascinated by tech, and I wanted to apply tech to the government settings and government kind of roles. Though I enjoyed my role in the PSU, but it lacked the application of data science technology, and I also lacked that innovation that I wanted to have in my work. So basically, my main purpose was to have a pivot to the role which offers both basically like application of data science also, and machine learning also, and you can implement that in the public policies. Secondly, I saw a lack of growth. I would not say growth. I would say exponential growth and learnings in a public sector. We have growth, we have promotions, but that are very time bound. You have a promotion in, let's say, 5 years or 6 years. So there is a lack of exponential growth and learnings in a public sector. I got a single promotion in the last 6 or 7 years. So I won't say that's bad for anyone who wants to have a comfortable and a secured life in terms of
Yeah.
employment, but I am someone who wants to test his limits, learn more and more things in the world, and take an exponential growth in the career trajectory.
True.
So on contrary, money has never been a factor for me to pursue an MBA, because I was earning close to the median salary what's I am like EPGP is offering right now. So I was earning good enough to sustain myself financially well.
Yeah.
So the only thing which made me pursue an MBA was to have a role pivot to gain some good growth in a
Yeah.
corporate sector in terms of learning, decision making, and also have a very comprehensive cross-functional understanding of the business functions that goes around in the world.
Yeah.
So my contemplation with the thought of leaving this role was like it. First of all, I was very skeptical that it is offering me security and stability, but can I have a trade-off with my interest or with my whatever passion I have in my career?
Yeah.
If I can have, then I can clearly have a decision to go and pursue an MBA. So
Hmm.
it was a tough call for me, but again, I noticed the other side of the table, that after MBA, what next? What should I do?
Yeah.
तो अगर मुझे if I'm getting that if I'm getting that opportunity after the MBA, then it will make sense to have pursue an MBA and go for your interest and passion. If it doesn't, if it's only about money, if it's only about materialistic things, then MBA is like not for you. So
Very
you need to
true.
have a clear mind कि आपको जाना क्यों है. Is it about ROI? Is it about money? Is it about learning things? Is it about networking? I feel MBA provides you that networking, provide you that leverage to network with people whom you have never met. Initially what happened was कि engineering में you always have like-minded people जो objectively बहुत सोचते हैं. In PSUs also you have people who also think objectively. Majority of the people are engineers, so you don't have that मतलब डिफरेंस नहीं होता ओपिनियन में. यू ऑलवेज हैव दैट कि हाँ एक ही डायरेक्शन में सोचना है, यूनिडायरेक्शनली. यू ऑलवेज थिंक यूनिडायरेक्शनली. बट एमबीए गिव्स यू दैट लेवरेज, गिव्स यू दैट प्लेटफॉर्म जिसमें you have to interact with so many people who are from diverse backgrounds. You yourself are from FMCG, you have done in business, a musician also. There's something which I can learn a lot from you
Hmm.
after this, talking to you, interacting with you. So there are
True,
73
true.
brilliant minds here जिसके साथ हम interact कर सकते हैं, which can
Absolutely.
make you learn more and more.
Yeah.
And this will also help you in your further career when you go, when you grow in your career, when you go along with your interests and passions. And I think that's the most important thing, to make network, to have a clarity of goals, where you want to go, and to have a clarity कि हाँ आपको ये करना है या वो करना है.
सही
Money
बात
should
है.
not be a factor in this.
Yeah, yeah. I think I also believe that it should be more on the holistic side. But Sina, what is
Yeah.
your take on this?
Yeah, I totally agree with Amit. I want to add few more points. So, like I told, I was working in refinery, Kochi, Kerala. So, basically, refinery in maintenance, we used to do three things, like predictive, preventive, and routine maintenance. In preventive maintenance, basically, we carry out turnarounds. Basically, shutdown बोलते हैं. शटडाउन मतलब आप केजीएफ मूवी देखे हो उसमें प्लांट जैसे दिखता है वो बस मतलब रिफाइनरी मतलब वैसे दिखता है so basically once in 4 years you do turn around like all the equipment whatever like from mechanical point of view we have heat exchangers valves vessels pumps and all so you need to manage a lot of unskilled people you have to change those pumps pipelines and all and you need to manage like multiple stakeholders
Yeah.
you need to see like whether material is available or not and all like whether your warehouse is filled with those material whether contract is readily lined up whether your schedules are properly so you need to work under those strict timelines ऐसे नहीं कि मतलब ये पीएसयू है काम नहीं करना है वहां पे पूरा strict timeline चलता है and you need to complete within 30 days
Correct.
and on the part of that government will have MOU memorandum of understanding so in a year you need to send 15.5 MMTPU मतलब million tons per annum utna product you need to send it to out to customers basically otherwise right how inflation happens how product shortage creates a lot of ruckus in the society and all so keeping these things in mind you should work at the same time मैंने और एक चीज ऑब्जर्व की थी I was managing lot of contracts one contract was I was like devising scope of work and all for one contract almost 100 crores and all it is about like operation of coke handling system so during these instances we had several interaction with strategy people finance people at the same time like overall like our leadership management from GM from top of GM to ED so they were making a lot of plans a lot of things and all I observed key thing that so they have had this business knowledge मुझे उस टाइम पे समझ में आ गया कि सी टेक्निकल नॉलेज itself is not sufficient no matter how many department you switch in PSU basically from maintenance operation projects and all like Amit case like procurement also each and every department brings you like different knowledge different understanding from technical point of view
Very true.
the way you interact with people and all
Very
but
true.
MBA is a thing like even if we complete in we have completed our term one you can understand like how strategy even with that understanding how much impact that can make like if you can clearly understand what is a cost leader what is a product differentiator like where you want to segment yourself these things really will make difference at that time I just had like vague idea but I really wanted to do interaction with a lot of these MBA people. They were just not only they were telling the terminologies and all, they were explaining in clear manner. The understanding they had about the industry, like with 7 8 years of experience and all, and then they pivoted to business and then they came back to industry. Like then they were giving a lot of knowledge and all. One more thing was I was interacting with consulting people. So that broadened my knowledge actually. I was working in operation, I was working with KPMG people, I was working with, Kerala's one PSU consulting sector is there. I was working with them. I understood that business knowledge is very important. So that's why I choose MBA as a path. This can give pivot to me. At the same time, I can work and play at the cross intersection of my core knowledge, basically like
True.
oil and gas, and at the same time MBA.
True. 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 Yeah, I think.
One more thing, Shiva.
Yeah.
I would like to quote here one line जिसने मुझे बहुत inspire किया है. I read it somewhere. This has been quoted by Mark Zuckerberg that the biggest risk in this world is not taking any risk.
Yeah.
So the people
True.
who are in
Yeah.
public sector, they are afraid of taking risk. And in today's world, I think being adaptable matters more than being stable. And I was afraid of stagnation than
Yes.
taking any risk. So I
Yes.
thought कि risk लेना है and I want to achieve my goals. I want to achieve my passions. So be it risk लेना पड़े तो लेना है. So
Absolutely.
this
Right.
is something I want
Maybe
to tell all the public sector people who are afraid of taking risk, who are afraid of breaking that shackles कि यार अभी security, safety ये सब चला जाएगा, job security नहीं रहेगा. Don't worry about it. Just think about कि what you want to achieve in your life. This is your life. You need to take risk, and without risk you won't get any returns.
Yeah.
So you should take calculated risk and analyze everything, and then see कि आपको कहाँ जाना है. That is something
Absolutely.
I want to say. Add on
Change.
to that.
Change is the only constant.
Correct.
And
totally agree with you
yeah,
guys.
and it's the only thing that I personally have seen motivate everyone, all the 73 people in our batch. right? Regardless of
True, true.
wherever we have come, we let go of our ex CTC. We let go of our whatever managerial role, position, AC cabins, and everything, and
Everything, yeah.
now we're in the same mess. We are in the same hostel rooms. So
Definitely.
I think this is a lot of personality and character building also, right?
Definitely.
But
Even when I came, even when I came, like in our classroom, there are people like you who have done startup and all. They
yeah,
failed miserably. They
yeah,
failed miserably. They lost all their finances. Still,
yeah.
they are, like, smiling and going forward. That make me very courageous. Like decision लेना है तो जिंदगी में आगे बढ़ना ही बढ़ना है.
Man.
These experiences are invaluable per se. I feel कि these experiences will take you somewhere which will be very far better than what you are like doing now.
Yeah.
So I feel कि ये batch, whatever experiences you have with them, with the people around, with the professors, with the subjects you read, these are invaluable, bro. Like you will be like totally benefited after you go out from here.
सही बात है,
That
सही.
is something I have experienced till now.
Now it has only been what 2 months into this, right? And to our viewers,
True.
we are already done with term one, by the way. We were done with our
Yeah.
term one on Sunday and we showed up for term two classes on Monday.
On
Right?
Monday, yeah.
Now
Monday, यार वो सही था.
coming to EPGP and IIM Bangalore, right? When you like decided कि okay चलो मैं जा रहा हूँ यहाँ पे, right? What were you excited about and what were you nervous about?
So I was excited about interacting with different bunch of people. I was excited about having that hostel life again. I
Yeah,
knew कि यार engineering में I had a kick-ass hostel life. I
yeah,
had a bunch of amazing guys जिनके साथ आप interact करते हो and you get to learn so many things. I was excited to repeat that cycle again. I was excited to enter into the one of the best B schools of India and the globally also I would say now, and that was something I was excited about. I was excited about learning things. I was excited about learning different business functions, different cross functional things that would enrich me going forward in my career.
yeah,
One thing that I was a bit skeptic about was that ki I am leaving my job, there will be no earnings.
yeah.
So there has been एक आदत लग जाती है ना, you are getting paid after the end of the month, तो वो नहीं होगा. So that made me a bit skeptic. I was leaving a job, so that made me a bit think about कि यार क्या होगा अगर if I am not getting that job which I need. So those contemplation I had in my mind while before entering the campus.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I felt that the benefits are far better than what I was thinking about, the risk and everything. So that made me, curious, even more curious to join the EPGP program as soon as possible and interact with the all the bunch of guys here in the campus.
Cool. Sina, what about you?
Like you hear all the time when you go to like Indian schools and all, there will be always rat race. Basically, there are guys from IITs, NITs. There are guys from like prestigious colleges, schools, and all. So as soon as I interacted with a lot of people, as after I getting admit into IIMB into EPGP program, so then I came to know about this like NDA, non-disclosure agreement. Then like after contemplating about it and then after having thoughts with like several seniors and all, I came to know that this is a very good step taken by IIMB. यहाँ पे like rat race नहीं होगा basically. Marks के लिए तो मारामारी नहीं होगी.
Correct.
First thing. Second thing, people think innovatively. Like suppose say you want to pursue in like Prodman, or if you want to suppose like आपका like understanding the initiative you take, like you are suppose say you want to become entrepreneur and all. So your thought process, everything will be aligned in that direction, and then you will be thinking like वो subject जो होते हैं ना कि जो भी subject हम पढ़ रहे हैं, you start leveraging those subject in that direction.
Hmm.
Basically, like you have come up with certain plans, though that plan may work or may not work in the long run, बट ये चीज बहुत अच्छा लगा मुझे. एंड आई रियली लाइक आफ्टर एक टर्म हो गया, आई स्टार्टेड लर्निंग मेनी थिंग्स फ्रॉम डिफरेंट पीपल.
Yeah.
वो एक चीज है. दूसरा चीज ऑब्वियसली जॉब के बारे में, तो लाइक सैलरी पार्ट एंड ऑल, आई नेवर वरीड अबाउट दैट. बेसिकली लाइक आप कितना इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहे हो पढ़ाई के लिए, लाइक दैट वाज माय थॉट. लाइक you need to understand much about yourself, where you want to go yourself, like for me, I want to get into consulting and all. So I can put direction, I can put, like all the subject in that direction. So वो बहुत अच्छा लगा मुझे. Apart from that, like IIMB, the place to be, and like it's a great thing. You interact with a lot of people, not only from, like EPGP, there are other programs as well. There are PGPM is there, PGP is there, and, like business analytics. You can interact with each and every one of them. In coming days, we'll be in, like interacting with them in our, electives and all.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there is a cross functional enriching learning that, like you will get nowhere actually.
I mean, as we were discussing, like term one is over, right? How has your experience been in the term one or whatever 1.5 month that we spent, right? Amit, what do you think?
There is one word for that: rigorous and hectic. So it was completely that. So I don't know कि मैंने 8 घंटे की नींद कब पूरी की है in the last 2 months, and it has been the same since then. मतलब you came to the campus, then you started reading with the first case. The same gets discussed in the class, and then the series of events started with all the subjects, presentations, group discussions, group projects, submissions, late night deadlines. So there is not even one day where you are resting in peace कि हाँ चलो आज कुछ नहीं है, अगले दिन कुछ नहीं पढ़ना है.
Yeah,
ठीक है, there is always that race, that hassle in your mind कि यार there is something going on around you in terms of academic, sports, anything.
yeah,
So that is something I also love, but that also makes me tiring कि हाँ यार बहुत कुछ करने को है, and I'm not able to leverage all of them.
yeah,
I learned from this first term that कि यार you need to prioritize things. You have a lot of things to do. You have a lot of events to attend. You have a lot of situations जहाँ पे आप रह सकते हो, but you can't be in all of them. You have to prioritize your things. So for me, my priority was to focus on academics, to focus on my people, networking with people,
yeah,
to focus on making myself fit. I used to go for swimming. I used to, I had a deep inclination of in playing guitar and in music, so I
yeah.
always used to find time for that. Then apart from that, academics may, there was always a validation in every subject, because कभी वो subject पढ़े नहीं है. You haven't studied accounting, you haven't studied microeconomics, you haven't studied these org structures and every strategy. Case कभी पढ़ा नहीं है.
Yes, कभी
So
पढ़ा.
this is something I've learned in every class. There has been a value addition. People from commerce background, from CA background, were at least proficient in finance.
Yeah.
हमारे लिए तो सब कुछ नया था. So there's only one subject I felt comfortable with, which was decision sciences. So a lot of people also approached me in that subject to हाँ कि चलो यार solution बना के डाल दे,
Yeah.
and please teach me these chapters before the end term या mid term. So I always was inclined towards that कि यार सिर्फ मैं क्यों score करूँ, everyone should score ना. तो for me that was important कि everyone should learn along with me. जितना मुझे learning है, जितना मुझे knowledge है, I tried spreading it to the batch. I tried giving it to the batch, and that is what I have learned also, interacting with people here. People, यहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं है कि you only see for your own thing. You have to also see कि यार what other people are doing. You get to know it after after interacting with them, and this makes you more humble, this makes you more well rounded, this makes your personality even more better. And this is something I've learned in the last 2 months. And jitna bhi hectic ho, jitna bhi tough ho, but these learnings never come in these four walls. You have to step out of your room, you have to
Yes.
talk to people, and
Yes.
you have to attend classes for that. You have to talk to so ये सब चीजें get you, this makes you more humble, this makes you more learned person after you step out from the campus. And अगर इतना ये 2 महीने में मैंने इतना सीखा, तो I don't know what next 10 months holds for me. I'm excited for that also.
Yeah. What about you, Sina?
Yeah, it was like roller coaster ride for me. So first thing, like I'll start with my neighbor Surjit. So DS class में we as a engineer you are like naturally good at maths and like analytical thinking.
Content.
So
Yeah.
I was good at DS and all. बट जब एक्सेल आया तो एक्सेल में सुरजीत इतना फास्ट कर रहा था तो मुझे समझ में आ गया कि यार लाइक वी हैव सम ऑफ द बेस्ट पीपल sitting around us and then they are doing like things like very great way and all.
Yeah.
तो
Yeah.
वहां से थोड़ा एनलाइटिंग होने लगा. And एक चीज बहुत अच्छा लगा कि we know like our designing of organization substratum. So we read about this functional structure and all. Like in PSU, I have come from this functional structure kind of working style.
Yeah.
तो मुझे एक thought process आया. Basically, what happens in PSU is that whenever a new project comes, they will put a separate department and then they will work from there. After project हो गया, फिर वो department खत्म. तो यहाँ पे like we learned about matrix structure and all, like how you can leverage like taking talented people, put them under one pool and then get project done. वो चीज like MBA में each and every learning is very very important. जैसे मैंने बताया, strategy was very important.
Yeah.
FRA, you don't ask like how things went well and all, like midterm and end term, but like learnings are from FRA. We were sitting in Amit's room and then we were like, laughing madly. We don't know what to do and all, but still we were enjoying and all. Till,
FRA, by the
like,
FRA for people is financial analysis. So we're doing credits and debits. And we have a bunch of like CAs and accountants in our class who have been doing this since 10th standard probably. And then suddenly 1 month you have to learn the entire BCom course, right? So I mean, I completely agree to you. Go ahead, Sina. Sorry.
man, that was actually overwhelming. Me, Amit, and then like we were sitting in the room and along with like Joginder and Manthan. So we were laughing till 12:30, 1 p.m. By 3 p.m. by 3 a.m. sorry, by 3 a.m. in the morning we got some confidence, and then in the morning we have exam. So that's how like we just remembered our like engineering days and how we spent. So learning was immense and all. So I am enjoying each and every bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so campus is also like it's very beautiful and all. So
You brought a very interesting topic that I think Padhai is important at IIMB. I wouldn't discount that. But the real learning is actually happening inside the classes, right?
Correct.
So if
totally agree.
you don't have the patience to sit inside a class, then you are going to miss out on a lot. The books honestly don't have much. I mean, they have a lot of information. It is up to you how you grasp that, right? But the real knowledge is genuinely coming from the professors, and that is something that I didn't think would be that huge, right? I mean, for me it was more about ki, oh, I will get to learn structured frameworks and things like that. But over here they actually teach you how to ask the right questions, right? They
Correct.
actually teach you how to think properly, right?
Yeah.
But I think apart from the acads, I also wanted to highlight about what really goes at IMB, right? Now, I wanted to start from you, Sina, because I know like post class, you're always at the gym or you're always doing something or the other. So, do tell people about what is there apart from our regular lectures over here.
Like as as soon as class ends, like around 4 o'clock, by 4:30 we'll be in canteen, we'll be having food and all. And my immediate thought process in my head is like how to prioritize three things. First is badminton, second is gym, third thing is swimming.
Yeah.
And if anything comes in between football and all, so I have to task that also. I have to complete all these things before 8:30.
Yeah.
So like it is like very jumbling task for me. So ABCD you put in order and then you go in that direction. Whenever I go in gym, like suppose say 4:30, I immediately take my gym bag and all, and I start rush to like gym L block and all. I go there, do gym and all. Like you guys like you Surabhi and like many of our EPGP folks, they will join there.
Yeah.
There like you will interact with a lot of people. Like their real interaction happens with EPGP, PGPM, even PhD guys also. From there I learned like I got to know about many PhD people,
Yeah.
and it helped me also. Like they told me to learn this way, understand this way and all.
Yeah.
Then I went to swimming and all. Swimming helped me like like sauna bath and all, like real health impacts, like how you take nutrition, how you plan your day, like though you are so struggled from morning to evening, but if you do like 1 or 2 hours of this exercise or any physical activity, that completely freshens up and then it will make your day more productive.
I agree.
Once you have like after this activity, if I have like that much energy, then again I go to badminton, I play for 1 more hour, then I come back around 8:30, I'll have food and all, then I'll start reading
Yeah.
tomorrow's cases and all. I'll start reading till 11:30, 12 and all, then go for chai to meeting, and then again come back, sleep for read for some time, and then sleep. That's how day goes for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. So IMB has like a lot of facilities, right? And we are lucky to kind of use all of them at the even if our schedules are pretty much packed every day, but I think all of us kind of bring out at least like half an hour, 45 minutes to do some kind of activity or something, right? Now,
Yeah.
interestingly, Amit is also a part of the seminar committee, right?
Yeah.
So, Amit,
Yeah.
I want you to talk about like what sort of committees are there, and how does seminar committee operate, and what sort of events do you guys have, just to kind of tell people that apart from studies or kya hai to offer at EPGP.
So yeah, so rightly pointed out, like there are various committees which operates in the EPGP batch itself. So one of them is a seminar and business conclave committee, which I am a part of. There are several other committees like there is SAC president, that
Yeah,
is basically the class representative of the batch. Then there is academic committee, which basically is a mediator between the batch and the professors and the EPGP office. They take into account all the academic related things, academic related challenges, whatever the students are facing to they pitch it up to the professors and the EPGP office, and that communications goes back and forth. Then there is a branding committee which basically does all the branding work,
yeah,
like capturing all the photographs, capturing all the good events, taking all the videos, shooting reels, shooting the student led series,
right,
professors,
right,
capturing their opinions, etc. So basically, they are capturing all the events, all the good events in a for the IIM Bangalore EPGP badge, and for the LinkedIn page, for the Instagram page, etc. Then there is a seminar committee which I am a part of. Basically, the work of seminar committee is to organize various seminars by renowned speakers, public figures, people from different backgrounds, different sectors, etc. The work of business conclave is again so business conclave is basically the flagship event of the EPGP batch. So it happens every year in the month of either in the month of October or in the month of December. So
correct,
we are yet to figure out the dates now, but yeah. So the main purpose of the event is to organize different kind of the main purpose of the flagship event is to have different events under a single umbrella, like startup events, quizzes,
mm,
events related to business side of things, have some eminent speakers on that day. So this is something people love, people try to join in that event. And then we have और कौन सा event और कौन सा seminar committee रह गया.
so for the main business conclave event, can people from outside also come in? Are they
Yeah,
allowed?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we have that leverage to invite people from outside also.
Oh, superb,
Then
superb.
there is alumni committee also. Alumni committee is basically they have their event called Sparsh. So
Yes,
Sparsh is basically calling all the alumni of
yeah,
the EPGP batch, and organizing that get together for them, and have that interaction between the ongoing batch and the alumni. And we have chai pe charcha in that alumni committee, where also like people from different sectors, alumni from different sectors come and talk to the current batch on a chai. So that is basically explains why chai, the name is given chai pe charcha. So that's the work of alumni committee. One more role of alumni committee is buddy mentoring. Basically,
yeah.
you are connected. Each single student of the EPGP batch is connected to a buddy
Buddy,
or the alum. So the alum can guide that student, for the upcoming placements and upcoming skills you need to have during your placements, or during the positions for which you want to set, like for example consulting, tech, data science, etc. And then we have Prayas committee. Prayas committee's work is to basically have that social enterprise work where you can contribute. So there is CSR for corporates, then there is Prayas committee for EPGP batch. So basically donating for NGOs and doing such things which will have that social impact or social benefits, in that will also improve the visibility of the EPGP batch and IIM Bangalore as overall.
true,
So these
true.
are some of the committees which we have for the EPGP batch.
Yeah,
We have other committees also, but that are specific to PGP batch.
EB
Those
batch.
are related to those are sectoral committees like consulting club. We have consulting club. We have tech club. We have sustainability club. We have energy consulting club. So these are some of the clubs which we have specific to PGP batch only.
Very true.
And yeah, that's all about it.
Very, very, very fun. I mean, overall, I think there is so much to do. You have to choose your own battles. Every day
Correct.
there's some or the other thing that is happening. You have to prioritize your own day.
Prioritize.
Either go to the gym, play badminton, or you want to attend seminars that are happening across the campus, right? But like, how would you advise people in the PSU sector right now who want to do an MBA specifically in EPGP? How should they prep for it in terms of GMAT, GRE interviews, SOP building, and just like some tips and tricks that you guys kind of picked up on the way. Sina?
Yeah, so basically, I gave both GMAT and GRE, so I have good experience over there. So, like, you study, you take 4 to 5 months time, and then prepare very well either of
Hmm.
the exam. Like, I specifically prefer GMAT because it gives you like analytical thinking and then critical reasoning and all. Once you complete GMAT, and then you should have clear thought about yourself, like why you want to do MBA. Like Amit was telling, for everyone, CTC is not criteria. For you or for me or for like Amit in particular. So we want to grow in life. We are choosing our lifestyle, in different way. So like since you are in job, you need to inculcate those habits. Like every day, like spend some 1 hour, 1.5 hour, like somewhere in gym or some physical activity and all. This will definitely like yield tangible results in terms of your physical body structure, in case of
Very true.
like your mental peace and all.
Very true.
Mental peace at the same time, you need to start understanding about like when you are working on SOP, either you can take consultancy or no one can understand you better than yourself. If you are approaching any consultancy and all, they can help you, but definitely, but you need to understand about yourself, like what is your score, those things. Like there are domain specific knowledge you can gain from like EPGP, IIMB website, or some other college website
Yeah.
like IMB, IMC. You can get from there, you can understand very well in detail. But if you want to understand in detail, you need to jot down those points, like why you want to do MBA, why now. Like you should have your own answers. You
Yeah.
should be in a position to justify those things. At the same time, you should keep a tab on what is happening around you. I mean, like in terms of general knowledge and all. So if any article is given to you, like in my case, I prepared for UPSC. It was good thing for me to read newspapers and all. Naturally, you don't have time to read newspapers, articles, and all those things, but keep a tab on what is happening around you. Like
Yeah.
you need to form opinion all around. Like one day you need to take opinion. Any day in MBA, it's all about opinion. Which
Yes.
opinion you are taking, form hypothesis, test it, and then you like go in that direction.
True.
If
Very,
it not working, pivot.
very true. Very true. What about you, Amit?
So I think Sina ने सब बता ही दिया है. He has pointed out a lot of things. I will just give a short addition to all those points. The first one, he told about GMAT. So I also appeared for GMAT. I prepared for like 1.5 or 2 months. But that is a myth. You should not take GMAT so casually. I already appeared for CAT. I was good in quant. तो मेरे को 2 महीने में हो गया था. मतलब I was like कि हाँ ठीक है. I got a decent score with that. But when people tell you कि हाँ 2 महीने में हो जाता है, you should not take that into your mind कि यार मेरा क्यों नहीं हो रहा है. Take proper time for that. Prepare properly. Keep aside 1 or 2 hours a day apart from your work
Yeah.
to prepare. Just solely focus on GMAT or GRE, whatever you're giving. Have a good decent score with that, and have a clarity of mind that why you are giving your MBA, like why you're going for an MBA. They should be very clear first of all on the day one.
Yeah.
So when you are preparing for a GMAT, usse pehle you should be very clear ki why you are why you're going for an MBA. Is it because of the money? It can be a good hike also,
Yeah.
not a
Yeah.
problem, but it should be very clear. It should be very clear in your mind. You should not have the double thoughts कि यार मुझे ये भी करना है वो भी करना है. That shouldn't happen. The first thing is that the clarity of mind should come along with your preparation. Second is that take ample amount of time for your GMAT and give it properly. Give multiple attempts if you are not getting a good score. Don't lose hope. It's a very long process. You need to have perseverance and a dedication towards this process to sail through this. The second one is that if you have a good score, then take help. If you don't have, take help from the alums, take help from the ongoing students, connect them on LinkedIn, and you can also take help of the consultants. But so since there are a lot of consultants in the market right now, so you don't really know that kiske paas jana chahiye, kiske paas nahi. So again, I will reiterate to my first point that talk to the ongoing students, talk to the alums who are already have gone through this process. They will guide you कि क्या करना चाहिए क्या नहीं करना चाहिए. So, and there is a clear process of writing down your SOP. There is a clear process of taking recommendation from your seniors, writing down your profile. So don't lack on that. So that is very important, because your interview will be also based on your SOP, your profile, and what you have done in your career.
True, true.
So your SOP should clearly define your MBA goals. That what was your pre-MBA experience, why you are going for an MBA, what are your career plans, career trajectories. It should be aspirational but not impractical. तो मतलब इंटरव्यू पैनल को ये नहीं लगना चाहिए कि भाई यहाँ आने के बाद मतलब तो आप बोल रहे हो मेरे को सीईओ बनना है इसके बाद तो वो नहीं होना चाहिए. मतलब इट यू शुड टेक वन डे एट अ
Tangible.
टाइम.
Yeah.
या तो आपको मतलब ऐसा लगना चाहिए. इट शुड बी वेरी प्रैक्टिकल. योर गोल शुड सीम वेरी प्रैक्टिकल एंड यू शुड हैव अ क्लियर प्लान टू अचीव दैट गोल. Then lastly, your interview, I think, is one of the most important stages of the process, because ultimately it's how you interact with the panel. It's how you convey them your aspirations, your goals, your clarity of thoughts. वो ज़्यादा मैटर करता है, because ultimately it's not about कि उन्होंने जनरल नॉलेज की क्वेश्चन पूछा and you have missed out on few points. It's about कि आपने अपने गोल्स को और अपने अपने थॉट्स को कैसे कन्वे किया है. भले ही वो रॉन्ग हो, बट इट शुड बी कि हाँ क्लैरिटी के साथ होना चाहिए. यू शुड नॉट सीम कंफ्यूज्ड सिटिंग ऑन द इन फ्रंट ऑफ द इंटरव्यू पैनल एंड टेलिंग कि हाँ सर आई आल्सो वांट टू गो फॉर कंसल्टिंग, अगर नहीं भी मिला तो ये भी हो जाएगा ये भी हो जाएगा.
Yeah.
तो दिस शुड नॉट हैपन. So for me, interview was a very for IIM Bangalore, it was a very smooth process. They asked me 3 questions, and it was a very clear question. क्लियर उन्होंने पूछा था. 3 लोग बैठे थे, 3 क्वेश्चन पूछे थे. One was from SOP, that about my pre-MBA experience. One was from the oil and gas industry, and one was की why MBA.
Yeah.
So I had a very clear thought कि मुझे बोलना क्या है, and I clearly laid out the answers in front of them. They had some few cross questions, and again I was able to justify my answers also. So this is something I felt कि you should not lose hope. You should not lose your determination. एक बार अगर failure आता है, I got rejected from IIM Ahmedabad. Before that, I was also rejected. I talked to few of my seniors also. They told me कि यार अभी आगे colleges बाकी हैं. You have ISB also. You have IIM Bangalore also.
Correct.
I was also inclined towards IIM Bangalore, because ultimately my goal was to go into tech. So tech में जाना था, तो I had a bit inclination towards IIM Bangalore. So that also made me feel hopeful कि हाँ IIM Bangalore बचा है अभी.
Yeah.
Then also talking to few seniors made me bit comfortable कि अभी life अभी रेस बाकी है, अभी रेस खत्म नहीं हुई है. So you need to have perseverance, you need to have dedication towards the process, and you need to just wait for the right time, the right opportunities. The right opportunities will definitely hit you if you have the right frame of mind. अगर आपके इरादे सही हैं, you will definitely hit your target. That's something I want to also tell to not only the public sector people, but to all the corporate guys who are planning to come for MBA. This is something they need to have in their mind कि यार कभी भी hopes नहीं हारनी है. You need to always focus on your goal. जितने रोड ब्लॉक्स आए, जितने प्रॉब्लम्स आए, you need to always stay focused, talk to people, and have that positive mindset to go forward.
Hey, it's very, very important, yeah. Because so interestingly, even Amit did not realize this, but Amit and I were in the same interview
Yeah,
session, right, in Mumbai,
Oh,
right? And Amit
cool.
said that his interview was very, very simple, 3 questions,
yeah, three
versus
questions.
same interview panel, probably 1 hour apart. I had a
Yeah,
grueling interview. I had my interview for like 45-50 minutes, and when I came outside the interview room, I thought I did not make it. Okay, because my interview was very bad from my perspective, right? But clearly they like something, right? So, but in that, when I reflect back, I realize that honesty is probably the most important factor. Even though I was cross questioned a lot, all my answers were very transparent and honest. And I think you also end up in that position because they cross question
yeah,
you so much. They're
yeah,
experts at that, right? So
yeah,
just be honest, because you cannot fake it. Let us be very
true.
honest. You might write in your
True,
SOP
true,
that
true.
you have done something amazing, but if you don't have data to back it, if you cannot show your experience, the interviews will catch you. इवन दो आपको इंटरव्यू के लिए बुलाएंगे, बट ओवर देयर यू विल बी फिल्टर्ड, राइट? सो दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो बी ऑनेस्ट विथ योर प्रोफाइल, have a very clear intention of why you want to get into an MBA, and I think you can excel, right? Being dejected is also a very big factor out of this. I think all of us have been rejected in some or the other way from some or the other college,
Definitely.
right? So it's a part of the process. Don't be, कि मुझे क्यों नहीं select किया. There are things, right, which are way beyond our understanding, and there is a huge amount of people who want to attempt for an MBA, especially for IIM Bangalore. I think the last time I read was there are 1,500 applications and only 73 people are selected, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
acceptance rate is abysmal, right? So I feel lucky. I feel lucky also to be over here, but it's also a sense of responsibility for me, right? Now that
True,
I'm
true.
right. Superb, yeah. I think I absolutely love this conversation because I think both of you are so candid and honest about everything. And
Same
any
here.
any last
Likewise.
any last parting words for, especially for PSU folks from ONGC and BPCL, telling them, encouraging them to come to EPGP program if there is any sort of thing that we can probably organize for them, or anything that you have in mind that you had in mind last year.
So I will again reiterate that quote ki the biggest risk in life is not taking that risk. That initial risk, that initial step.
Yeah.
So that is the most difficult step, I would say. For us, that was for me at least, that was the most difficult step to contemplate on that. I was contemplating on that decision for so long, but ultimately I chose my goals, I chose my passion, I chose my interests, and that is something made me feel very happy. I do not regret it even a single percent coming to IIM Bangalore. And I would like to also say the same to PSU folks. If you have something, if you have the capabilities, if you have the interest, if you have the passion to move forward, move ahead in your career in different direction. So don't fear that ki yaar job chali jayegi, you won't have that security, you won't have that capability to move ahead. Always believe in yourself, always believe in your capabilities. Talk to people around you who are not like minded like you, जो आपको रोक के रखें, who should encourage you to move forward. And I think positive mindset is one of the biggest factor that will enable you to take your decisions, take your steps ahead. And that is the one thing I would like to say to people who are taking risk, like fearing in taking that one step, in taking that risk. Don't fear that. And it's always a positive learning. If you have failed also, it will be a positive learning. And that is, I think, one for me, that is one of the biggest thing in life, to have a positive learning in every step. Either you are winning or you have a learning. There is no failures.
Well said. Well said. Sina?
Yeah, so pick your battles, go small step. Each and every small step you need to enjoy, and like don't put yourself in such an ambitious goals. Put small goals, like start slow. Like suppose you want to crack, one IMB, like it's a big task. Like, it goes through a lot of process and all. Don't yourself, like form opinion that I cannot do that and all. Basically, especially, like PhD folks. So, like each and every step is very important. Understanding yourself, going through resume, like Amit told and all, like you also emphasize. So these, like the journey matters basically, not the end goal. We are here, we are in IIMB now. So the journey what we are taking now, it is very very important. So I trust the journey. You will meet lot n number of people in the process. Ask them, don't feel shy, interact with them, understand with them, learn along with them. So like don't basically failures comes when you don't understand things clearly. So contemplating about though, like around those thoughts, why it has gone wrong and all, so these things can definitely improve your life, and then like it can smoothen in long run. So it's basically like not 1 or 2 year, you have already good work experience, you will be coming with like at least 5 years of work experience, you know how to manage things. But the thing is that you are just afraid of, you
Yeah.
come out of your comfort zone, break those barriers, and then like keep going. So path will be automatically unfolded.
True. True. Superb, yeah. I think it was lovely connecting with you, and great insights. Honestly, like great insights. I mean, even I enjoyed speaking with you and understanding your story, because I think every day we don't talk about what we have done in the past. We mostly talk about
Yeah.
either reading cases or solving problems, right? So it was a nice session for me as well. And I'll put your LinkedIn bios in the description. I think
Sure,
Sure,
sure.
both of them are
sure,
super
sure, sure.
helpful. If any viewer wants to reach out to them, please feel free to reach out to them. They're very friendly people, as you can see. And yeah, I think this was a great session. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Sina and Amit, for bearing
Thank
with
you. Thanks a lot for
me.
having us. Thank